So the process for constructing a box and whisker plot, you're going to draw the horizontal scale. It extends from the minimum data to the maximum data value. Remember the scale, you want accuracy with your tick marks. Make the tick marks the same space and make sure they're the same labels, okay? I do want you to label your tick marks, and I also want you to label your points, which they don't do in the textbook, but I ask that you please do. It says draw a vertical line segment across the rectangle, or sorry, it says above the scale, draw a rectangular box with its left side Q1 and its right side Q3. So box in Q1 to Q3. Draw a vertical line at Q2, and then draw the horizontal lines, the whiskers, from Q1 to the min and from Q3 to the maximum. Okay, so lots of words there, much easier set or done than said, I guess is the way of doing it. So let's go back to example 10 on the previous page, and I had you write down all that information, so I'm going to copy down that information here. So the minimum that I had from example 10 was 26. Q1 I had was 39. Q2, that median was 43. Q3, that third quartile was 51.5. And the maximum that I saw in there was 73. So what's the idea? We need to go from 26 to 73. So I need to draw a scale. I'm going to draw that scale. Heck, let's try to use some nice numbers, 25 to 75. Okay, halfway between that would be what? Halfway between that would be 50. And then I just need some tick marks in there to make sure that my scales are semi-accurate. So I'll probably go up by, what, 5s would be fine by that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and label those. So that'd be 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, and then 75. So there's a nice scale there. It covers the minimum all the way up through the maximum. So what do I do now? I'm going to put a plot at each one of these and label it. So I'm just going to put a dot here. This is 26, and this is the min. I'm going to put a dot at about where 39 would be. 39, and that's Q1. 43, dot at 43-ish. So that's 43, that's Q2, which is my median. 51.5, I'll put a dot there. Here's 51.5. That's Q3. And then 73. It'll be clear up here. Boom, there's 73, and that's my max. So what do? Draw a box around Q1 to Q3. You're going to put a vertical line through Q2. You connect the whisker from the min to the Q1. You connect the whisker from the max to Q3. You have now officially drawn a box and whisker plot. Example 13 says construct a box and whisker plot for the following data. Again, if it wants a box and whisker plot, we need to know min, Q1, Q2, Q3, and the maximum. This is a new data set, so I want you to go ahead and use your calculator. So let's just use our calculator. Put that data into the data set. Do that second trace data, 1var statistics. Make sure it's on L1, the word 1, calculate. Scroll down and write down that min, max, Q1, Q2, Q3. So the min is 45, Q1 is 65, Q2, which in our calculator is the median, is 76.5. Q3 is, I'm getting 86, and the maximum I'm getting is 96. So what do I need? I need a scale that goes from roughly 40 to 100, let's say. I'll do it by tens, I guess. Why not? 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. There we are. There's a scale. I don't care how you label it. Just make sure there's enough tick marks to give you scale. Okay, so now let's go in. Let's plot all those points. Here's 41. This is the min. 65. That's Q1. 76.5 is Q2. 86 is Q3. 96 is my max. Okay. We're going to draw a box from Q1 to Q3, a vertical line through Q2, a whisker from 41 to 65, and a whisker from 86 to 96. Okay, so what should we expect here? Why do we care about box and whisker plots? Well, it shows us a nice visual representation of that dispersion. You can see your low and you can see your high, that min and that max. That's showing us the range, but you could see that Q1 to Q3, that means 50% of the data lies within that box right there. So if the box is wide, that means you have a higher dispersion. If that box is really narrow, not very wide at all, you have a low dispersion. Again, high dispersion means high standard deviation. Low dispersion would mean a low standard deviation.